Good evening, guys. Uh, Welcoming you all to like day three. And is my audio clear? Can you reply in the chat? Good evening, everyone. So let's wait for a couple of minutes until everybody joins, and then let's begin today's session. Shortcut for good evening. G. I don't know about the certificate, Ujjwal. Like, you can ask the team about it. And guys, if you have any doubts in yesterday's session, good evening. Do you people have any doubts in the concept which we have seen yesterday? If yes, then you can let me know in the chat as well. And today we'll be seeing first of all we'll be seeing the algorithm, the DSA algorithm, and I'll also be explaining you about low level design. Okay, after which let's start with condition statements and control statements and jump statements. After finishing that, let's begin with string, and then we'll see one more algorithm as well. By tomorrow it's getting over, Sankalp. Like, today we'll be seeing all the concepts like conditional, control, jump statements, and strings. And if time permits, we'll see array as well. And after this, tomorrow I'll be starting with oops. Majorly, I'll be concentrating more on inheritance and polymorphism. Okay, inheritance, polymorphism, and we'll be seeing about constructors. And I'll also be saying you about encapsulation, okay, and data abstraction. Screen, yeah, I have not presented it. After that, we'll be seeing only the four pillars in OOPS, like inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, and encapsulation. Okay, and then if time permits, we'll also be seeing the different collection frameworks which is available in Java. Yep, that's it, and that will be our syllabus. Okay, guys. Ujjwal, you asked the Octanet team about it because here I'm only the instructor, so I don't know anything about your certificates. Okay, so this is not the place to ask. Yeah. Okay, so guys, okay, let's start. Okay, because today we want to complete more things. Yesterday, I hope we have seen this question. Sorry. Yesterday we have seen this question, right? This question where we have discussed about the hash map approach and the bitwise XOR approach, right? So next thing is the bucket algorithm, which is somewhat an important algorithm. It is used to, if you use bucket algorithm, then you'll be able to solve it in a optimized way. Okay, so I'll be explaining you what bucket algorithm is. So first of all, like for example, if here I'm giving the constraint, okay, here let's say we are having a constraint that the numbers which is present in the array will be in the range from 1 to 10. Okay, for example, I'm taking a smaller range. One more thing, whenever you're solving a DSA problem, you have to check the constraints as well. Because, depending on the constraints only, you will be able to create your own logics. Okay. If the condition, constraints are, the screen is visible now. Guys, is my screen visible? Or now also it's not visible? Vikash and Sankalp, is my screen visible? Okay. Ujjwal, like I'll let you know. Okay, I'll ask them and I'll let you know. Okay. Thank you, guys. Yes. So every time, whenever you're going to solve a particular DSA problem, you have to see the constraint, because if the constraint, in the sense, constraints are nothing but they'll be giving you, like the range. I mean, regarding the inputs, how in which range your input numbers will be there, what will be your size of the test cases. Depending on that only, you will be producing your solution. If the the constraints are very high, then your code must be really very optimized in order to solve every test case. If not, if your constraints are very small, then you can go with the brute force approach as well. Okay. So here, for example, I'm going to have a constraint that the numbers which is present in the array is going to be from 1 to 10. Okay, I'll be just telling you the logic. Okay, so this is going to be my original array. Okay, and my numbers will be from 1 to 10, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an array. I'm going to create an array of size 10, because my numbers will be the range in which my numbers will lie in this array is going to be only from 1 to 10, right? So I'll be creating a bucket array. Bucket is also an array, okay, which contains 10. Okay, and my indexing starts from 0. I'll be just telling you the I'll be just telling you the algorithm. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, so this is going to be my bucket array. So what I want to do is, this will be my bucket array. What I'll be doing is I'll be iterating the input array. Okay, I'll be first my element will be 1, right? So what I'll be doing, I'll be applying this logic. So let's suppose let this be array. Okay, ARR. This is going to be my array. So this is array of 0, right? Array of 0 is 1. Array of 1 is 1. Array of 2 is 2. Like that only we'll be going on with indexing, right? What I'll be doing is, first of all, I'm encountering 1, right? So I'll be incrementing in this array. So what I'll be giving is bucket of, I'll be just putting B. Okay, bucket of ARR of I minus 1. Here I is going to be my iterator. We'll be having the loops, right? We'll be having the for loop, right? So this I is for int I is equal to 0, I is less than ARR dot length. Okay, I plus plus. This I'm using it for appear. Okay, so I'll be giving like this, and what I'll be doing is I'm going to update the corresponding frequency in my bucket array. So B of ARR of I minus 1 plus plus. I'm going to increment. So what happens? I'll be just giving you the dry run. Okay, so first of all, 1 will be encountered. So ARR of I value will be 1. So bucket of ARR of I is 1. 1 minus 1 plus plus. So what happens here? 1 minus 1 is 0. So in my 0th index, I'll be incrementing by 1. Okay. Now next what happens? I'm going to increment my I value. Now error of I again becomes 1. So what it does? B of 1 minus 1 plus plus. So this is 0. Why I'm decrementing by 1 is because my range is from 1 to 10. Okay, my range is from 1 to 10, but my indexing will be starting from 0, right? So that's why I'm doing like this. Okay, so now again BRR of 1 minus 1 will be 0. So again it will be getting incremented, so it becomes 2. Okay, then what happens now? Then ARR of I will be 2. ARR of I 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1. B of 2 minus 1 plus plus. 2 minus 1 is 1. So here in one index it will be incremented to 1. Okay, So initially you have to fill everything with zeros. Okay. I mean, you have to fill the entire bucket array with zeros. Then now 3 comes, 3 minus 1, 2. So I'll be incrementing here. And now again 2 comes, 2 minus 1 is 1. So in the first index, it will be incremented to 2. And next, again 3. 3 minus 1. Oh, sorry. It's not. 3 minus 1 is 2, right? So here only it will be getting updated. Okay. Now 3 minus 1 is 2. So in my second index, it will be incremented to 2. Here also it is incremented. And again, what happens? Now, again, my next element is 3. 3 minus 2 is, 3 minus 1 is 2. So it will be getting incremented. Becomes 3. Again, 3. 3 minus 1. So in my second index, my value will be 4 over here. Okay, 4. Now, what happens? Again, my next element is 5. So 5 minus 1, 4. In my fourth index, it will be getting incremented by 1. Now, next, what happens with the help of another for loop? So, another for loop, I'll be iterating this array. I'll be iterating this bucket array. Okay. Now, I'll be checking if b of I mod 2 is equal to 0, then that's fine. Okay. Because that's enough. I mean, b of I mod 2, if it is 0, then that's fine. If it is not equal to 0, if it is equal to 1, then I'll be returning the element. Now, when I'm returning the element, I want to increment by 1. So, return b of I plus 1. I hope you're getting this logic, why we are incrementing here and why we are decrementing here. Here, decrementing is because indexing starts from 0. Here, why I'm incrementing is because I want to retrieve the element, not the index. So what happens? In this case, when I is 0, 2 will be checked, 2 is even. Again, 2 is even. Again, 4 is even. Again, here, every places you have to fill 0 initially, okay? And then only your incrementation will be happening. Every places will be 0. This is also even 1. So your index will be 4, but actually the element will be 4 plus 1 only, right? Because here you are decrementing while saving it in the bucket array. So you have to do 4 plus 1. So 4 plus 1 is 5, right? So 5 is going to be the element that has odd frequency. Okay. So I hope you're getting the logic. You will be able to find the frequency of elements. Like for this particular question, I have also said you that only one element is going to have odd frequency. Only in that case, you will be able to use bitwise XOR. If not, you have to go either with bucket algorithm or either with hash map. Okay. This actually consumes the space complexity. For example, if they are telling the range will be from 1 to 1000 means you have to create, they're saying it is from 1 to 1000 means you have to create, like an array of size 1000. Okay, because you're, anyways, like when it is going to start from 1 to 1000 elements you will be storing, right? So actually, I mean, this is one of the algorithm, but it actually consumes more space, but in some cases it will be optimal as well because it reduces the time complexity. Okay, so guys, are you clear with this algorithm, the bucket algorithm? Are you people clear with bucket algorithm? uh wait. Okay, this is something like bucket sort. uh I mean, with the help of bucket algorithm, you can even apply it in many questions. Okay, so guys, are you clear with the bucket algorithm? Okay. uh what about others? Sankalp, Mayuresh, Shiva, Pratik, Prajapati. Guys, are you clear? Okay. If you're having any doubts in the bucket algorithm, just like let me know. Guys, are you clear with the algorithm? One more algorithm we also will be seeing today, and I want to know like how many people know about conditional statements or control statements, anything. Okay. Okay, just take a minute break, and then break in the sense like we'll be just discussing some stuff. After seeing the conditional statements, I'll be telling you about LLD, low level design. Okay. And tomorrow, as it is going to be our last session, like I'll be also telling generally how the interview rounds will be, or how the interview patterns will be when you're like applying for any company or on campus jobs. Okay, so yeah, we'll be starting with the actual Java content which we are supposed to see today. The thing is conditional statements. Okay, conditional statements, like as the name suggests, like if you are going to like perform computation, or you want to like perform some steps by with respect to some condition, then you will be using this conditional statements. Most probably in every places you will be going with this conditional statements, even if you are using anything. If you're going to develop a project, or if you're going to like solve a basic question, everywhere this conditional statements will be used. Okay, so in Java we have if statement. Okay, if else if later, and nested if. Okay, so if statement, it is all, first of all we'll be seeing how the if condition statement it works, and then I'll be giving you an example, and it will be clear to you. Okay. Yep. So if statement it is also called as a simple if statement. What happens is you will be given a condition, you will be giving a condition. The general syntax is if is going to be the keyword. Okay, so if inside you'll be giving condition. Okay, so if this condition is true, then a particular block of code will be getting executed. Okay, or if this condition is false, then another block of statement will be getting executed. That is why it is called as a condition statements. If my condition is true, then according to the condition, the execution of the block it differs. That's why we are calling it as a conditional statements. We do have like things like simple if, okay, and if else later, in the sense if you'll be giving some condition and you'll be giving some block of code. Okay, if that condition fails, you will be writing the logic like which you want to perform in the else block. Okay, and in the else block you will not be giving any condition. Okay, and if else if later. Okay, like when I'm telling you the example, you will be getting things more clear. Okay, so I want to check. I'll be taking the input from the user. Okay, I'm creating a scanner object, and yeah, I'm going to check if my number is even. That is like that is the only thing I'm going to check. Okay, this is going to be my simple if. Now let's see what happens if I'm giving some even number. Okay, what happens in the if statement? The condition num is 34, right? So 34 mod 2 it is equal to 0. So the block inside the statements inside the if block is getting executed. So I'm asking the code to print even number. That's why it's getting printed. Okay, now let's see what happens when we are giving some odd number. In this case, I'm not receiving any output. Why? Because I have only given the condition mm, for even numbers. I have only, this is known as simple if. a simple if statement without any else or else if block, it is known as simple if. Okay, so I'm just giving one condition and I'm not giving the logic for if it is an odd number what you have to do. Okay, so here only else will come into place. So in the else block I'm giving what happens. So if my num mod 2 is 0, then execute this statement. If not, in all other cases, just go with this logic. Okay, that's what I'm giving here. So 5. 5 mod 2 is not equal to 0. So this is getting catched in the else block. So that's why it is printing odd number. Okay, so this is if else laid up. Okay, now, I mean, I'm going to have, okay, now let me have one more question over here. um yes, I want to print the range, so I'm going to get grade from the user. Sorry, it's not grade, mark from the user. And depending on the mark, I'm going to display the grade. Okay, so let my condition be if my mark is greater than 90. Okay, and if my mark is less than or equal to 100, then I'll be printing outstanding or O grade. Okay, so you will never be giving any condition in the else block. Okay, if not, I'll be giving some last, yeah, fail. Okay, see, there will be there will not be only one condition. Like for this particular problem, there will not be only one condition where every student will be getting marks from in the range 90 to 100, and if not, they are fail. No, right? So there will be students who are getting other marks as well. So even I want to specify those conditions in my condition statement, for which I'll be going with else if, else if, else if condition. Okay, this will be my general syntax, else if condition, and again another set of statements. So if my mark is greater than 80 and my mark is less than or equal to 90, then I'll be printing A plus. Okay, so I mean, the same thing, I'll be just giving two conditions because I hope you just make the logic clear. Yeah, so if it is from 70 to 80, let's keep something like this. If the in this particular case, if the student is getting below 80, then he is fail. Okay, so yes, so I'm going to check the ranges. So if my mark is in the range 90 to 100, then it will be printing O grade. If my mark is in the range from 0 to 90, it will be printing A plus. And if my mark is in the range from 70 to 80, then A grade will be printed. Okay, if not, if all these condition fails, okay, then that will be catched in the else block, and the statement which are given in the else block will be getting executed. Okay, so when I try to give this, I'm entering something like this. So 87, so it'll be getting checked. So mark is greater than 90. Is 87 greater than 90? No. And we know the truth table of and logical and, right? If only both the conditions are true, only the output is going to be true. So this is false over here, so it is coming here. So in the else if block, it checks if 87 is greater than 80. Yes, true. And 87 is less than or equal to 90. Yes, it is also true, right? So this will be getting executed. That's it. The control comes out of the loop. So this is something which is known as if else if later. Sorry, if else if else later. Okay, if else if else later. So next thing is nested if. Nested in the sense, you know the meaning of nested, right? Nested if in the sense one if statement inside another if. Okay, so let's see what happens. Like I can give condition like this also. Like instead of giving both the condition in a same, here we have given condition by using up by applying and, right. So I can also give something like this. I'll be modifying. Okay, if my mark is greater than 90. Okay, and one more condition. If if my mark is less than 100, and if my mark is greater than 90, then I can give O grade. Okay, this is called as nested if inside if. Okay, so first this condition will be checked. If my mark is less than 100, if I'm giving something like if I'm giving something like 97, it will be printing O grade, because here the condition will be checked. Okay, what the condition will be checked? If my mark is less than 100, yeah, 97 is less than 100, and here it checks if my 97 is greater than 90. Yep, that's true. Now what happens? The O grade will be getting printed. Now let's see something like this. Okay, I'm giving 67. We'll be getting no output. Why? Because see, 67 is greater than 100. Yep, that's true. But 67 is not greater than 90, right? And I have not given any else condition over here. Okay, so that's why I'm not getting any output. Only if the outer if fails, only this else block will be taking the responsibility. Okay, if the inner if fails, it will not be, the control will not be coming to this else part. Okay, so inside you have to define the else block like, uh, just give something like other than O grade. If a mark is, I mean, that this will be actually true. My mark must be less than 100 and my mark must be greater than 50. Let's suppose 50 be the passing score. Okay, yes, ma'am, pace can speed up. Okay, so I'm giving something the same, 67. So what happens? It checks if my mark is less than 100 and if my mark is greater than 50. Yep, that's true. So it comes to the inner if. It checks if 67 is greater than 90. No. So the corresponding else block will be getting executed. So this is all about the if statement in Java. We do have another conditional statement, which is switch case. Okay, switch case is related to, switch case is something very similar to the if else if, I mean, if else block only. Okay, if else if later. So what happens here? You will be giving a switch keyword. Okay, so here you will be giving some kind of inside switch. You will be giving some expression, or you will be giving passing some input like choice or something to the switch case. Okay, so, and also you'll be specifying different cases in your switch block. Okay, so your control goes and checks with case 1. If case 1 is getting matched, then the corresponding block that is present under that particular case will be getting executed. Okay, and after every case you are supposed to give the break statement, then only you'll be getting the very accurate result, or else there will be error in your result as well. Okay, let's see what happens if you are not giving any break statement. Okay, so there will be several cases. Okay, so if case 1 is not getting mapped, or case 1 is not getting mapped, then it comes to case 2. It checks if case 2 is getting matched or not. If it is getting matched, the corresponding block will be getting executed. If not, it comes to next case. Here, depending on the expression, depending on some condition, you'll be having various cases, and at last you'll be having something called as default block. Okay, default block is something which is quite similar to the else block, which we have in if else if later. Okay, if any of the cases is not getting matched, only the default block will be getting executed. Okay, so I mean, I'm not sure of the name, but yesterday someone has asked, I mean, somebody has asked to tell me about switch case, right? So today we'll be seeing. I think you are a great hide and seek player. Why? Okay. I mean, no. I mean, let's see. I mean, please try to avoid those kind of questions. Okay. If it's technical, just put it in the chat. If not, please avoid those questions. Okay. Aravind ji, listen here. Okay. Just see the concept, and if you're having any doubts in the concept, just let me know in the chat. Because it's distracting me. Okay, guys. So I don't know, I don't remember the name. But somebody has asked me to give the demo of switch case, right? Here, let us take a very simple, question. It's very simple. Just I'm going to get the choice from the user, and my choice will be in the range 1 to 7. Okay. So depending on the numbers, I want to print the name of the, I mean, in the sense like weekday. If one, I'm going to print it as Monday. If two, I'm going to print it as Tuesday. Three, it's Wednesday. Okay, something like this. So what I'll be doing is I'll be getting, um, yeah, the choice. I'll be getting a choice from the user, and I'll be, so depending on this choice only, I'll be performing some task, right? So I'll be getting input from the user regarding the choice or regarding the number. Depending on that number only, I'm going to check different cases, have different cases, right? So I'm going to pass this choice variable inside the switch case. So I'll be passing the choice, and I'll be giving the different cases. So case one, if it is if the user is giving 1 in the input, then I'm going to print it as, sorry, hey, it's Monday. Okay. And I'll be giving a break statement. So like this, we'll be having different cases. One, two, three, four, five, six. Okay. So if my user is giving 1 as the input, then 1 as the choice, then this will be getting executed. If not, it's Tuesday. If the choice value is 3, then it is Wednesday. If it is 4, then it's Thursday. If it is 5, then it is Friday. Okay. 6, Saturday. Okay. Now, I'll be having my default case, because even user can give something like 8, right? If the user is giving the choice value as 8, then it doesn't make any sense. We don't have any 8th day, right? So I'll be giving a wrong input. I mean, wrong input. The range must be from 1 to 7. Okay. And I'll be giving a break statement here as well. So when I'm trying to execute this, if I'm giving 3, it's printing, hey, it's Wednesday. Because what happens? So my choice will be having the value 3 over here. In the switch block, I'm going to pass choice as my value. So it checks over here. It comes to first case. So it checks whether my case choice and 3 is equal to 1. No, right? So this is not getting matched, and it goes to case 2. It just checks again if my choice value is equal to value which I'm given here. 3 is not equal to 2, so it will not be getting executed. Next, it comes here, it checks whether 3 is equal to 3. Yep, that's true. So what happens? The block will be getting executed. So it will be getting printed like, hey, it's Wednesday, and I'm giving a break statement. So break statement, it is also called as jump statement. Okay, so when the break statement is encountered by this control, it comes out of the switch block. Okay, let's see, you might have a question like, is it necessary or is it mandatory to have break statement after every case? Let's comment it out. Okay, let's see what happens when I'm giving the same three as the input. So I'm giving 3 as the input, right? But what it is getting printed, it's printing, hey, it's Wednesday and hey, it's Thursday as well. Why? Because here again, so it checks the first two conditions. One is not equal to 3 and 2 is not equal to 3. So here it comes 3 is equal to 3. So this statement will be executed. Okay. So whenever a case is getting matched, it does not have any checks furthermore. Okay. So it actually executes the block which is present after that. There won't be any checking. So okay, so hey, it's Wednesday, it will be getting printed. Here I have commented out the break statement, right? So what happens, it comes to case 4. Already the case is getting matched over here, so it doesn't check anything here. So it just executes the code which is present inside the next case. So it will be printing, hey, it's Thursday as well. And here when it encounters the break statement, the control comes out of there. If I'm going to comment here as well, then what happens again, the next cases will be getting executed. Okay, so that is why I have said that in order to get accurate result, in order to get correct result, you are supposed to provide break statement. I mean, I'm going to give something like 10 as my choice. Okay, so which is not present in any of the cases. So it will be getting, checked. 10 is not present anywhere over here. So the default block, the code which is present in the default block is getting executed. Okay. And one more thing, it is not something like you have to just give only integer input. You have to pass only an integer variable, like inside the switch block. No, you can even have anything, you can even have a character as well, but you have to see to that, like the data type of the variable which you are getting passed and the data type which you are providing in your case must be same. For example, here you are passing an integer variable which is choice inside the switch case. So here the cases must also have the corresponding integer values only. Okay, so if you are giving a character input, like for example, if let's say here choice is going to be a character. Okay, then this will prompt error because I'm going to give character as my input. So my cases must also match with the character, right? So I want to give character something like this. Okay, then only it will work. And like I'll be showing you character choice is equal to sc dot next dot character at 0, right? I'll be giving. Here, let's frame the question differently. If I'm giving A, then it must print like this. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay. So I'm going to get an character input. So if I'm passing E, it's getting printed Friday. Okay. So my variable which I'm going to pass inside the switch case must map with here the value which I'm giving in the case. So this is all about the switch case. And in Java, we do have only these two condition statements. I hope it is clear to you. Guys, are you people clear with condition statements? Guys, are you clear with the condition statements? Aravind, are you clear with the condition statements? Sankalp. Okay. Okay. Just take a minute break, okay, and then let's start with control statements, okay? Just a minute break. 1 second, I'll come. Okay, so I hope conditional statements is clear to you, right? Next, we'll be seeing condition statements. Sorry, control statements. Okay. Okay. So control statements in the sense, like uh, you're going to perform some operation. Okay, that is going. I mean, in the sense like that needs to be an iterative process, a repetitive process. For example, you want to perform some computation or you want to perform some operation which needs to be in a repetitive process, which needs to be an iterative one. For example, if I'm going to perform some checking or some addition operation for 100 times, something like that, the same operation, it is going to happen in a repetitive fashion, then I'll be going with control statements. Okay. In Java, we have three conditional statements for, looping statements or, it's not conditional, sorry. Control statements or looping statements, both are same, okay? So we do have for loop, while loop, and do while loop. Like the basic purpose of all the loops are quite, like the same. So you'll be giving a start value and you will be having a stop value, and until that, like from the start value and until the stop value, that stop value you will be you will not be giving it like a input, you will be just giving it like a condition. So in the sense, what I'm trying to say is, until your condition is true, your loop is going to work, and if that condition becomes false, whenever that condition is becoming false, that time your loop actually terminates. Okay, so we do have for, while, and do while here. All the three loops are going to perform the same purpose, but there is a slight difference when we take the concept of do while. Okay, so we'll be seeing that. So for loop, this is going to be the general syntax when you take the for loop. Okay, so yes, as I already said, some particular block of the code, some particular snippet is going to be computed or going to be used in an iterative fashion. So that time you'll be going with for loop. And see, for loop and while loop, these both loops only you will be using it in a very maximal manner. Okay, and whenever in order to solve a particular DSA question, if you are going with brute force approach, of course, obviously you will be using looping statements. Not only brute force approach, mostly in every places you will be using this looping concept. Okay, so uh, usually, which loop is comfortable for you, you can go with that loop. But here, if your number of iteration is fixed, you know how many iterations your loop must work. So that time it is advisable to go with for loop. Okay, and the general syntax of for loop is here. We do have a for keyword. Okay, and we do have three important, parts in a for loop. First thing is initialization. Okay, so first of all, you are going to initialize the value to the variable. Here I is known as the iterator. Okay, with the help of I only you are going to access that element. Okay, so I will be updated and I is going to be the iterator over here. So you will be first defining the value of I, and next thing, test condition. Okay, so I have said, right, until this condition is true only your loop will be getting worked. Once this condition fails, once this condition becomes false, your loop terminates, your loop breaks. Okay, so next thing is updation. So here you're going to increment the I value. If you're not even incrementing, then it turns into an infinite loop. Infinite loop in the sense there will be no ending. Okay, it because the condition will not fail at any point of time, so it turns into an infinite loop. Updation must be done to the I variable. Either you can increment or decrement. Here I plus plus states that you're incrementing the I variable by 1. It's not something restricted that you want to increment it only by the value 1. You can also increment it by 2. So that time you want to give I is equal to I plus 2. Okay, so like a brute force approach in the sense like whenever you are taking a particular problem. Okay, so for example, uh, a problem is put forward to you, you want to solve the problem. In the sense, brute force approach means you will be checking each and every condition. You will be applying, all the possible combinations in order to solve that particular problem. That is what is actually known as brute force approach. Okay. Yes. Means checking with all the edge cases. I mean, edge cases in the sense you are going to check with uh, all possible combinations. What and all the way you will be getting that output. You will be checking all those things. Okay. And whenever you're sitting for interview, first you want to give brute force approach only. First you want to give normal things of applying all the permutation combinations, in the sense I am telling for every condition. I am telling you want to give check all the conditions based on every possibility. You will be writing a logic for something like that, but actually it consumes more time and space complexity. So people will be asking you to optimize your code. During optimizations only, you will be going with algorithms like like we have many algorithms. You'll be going with either algorithms, or you'll be going with any DSA concepts like dynamic programming, greedy algorithm. Okay, something like that. Okay. Shiva, now is it clear to you? So a simple like example. I'm going to print the multiplication table. Okay. Or just I'm going to get a number from the user, and I'm going to print from 1 to that number. Okay. So for int I is equal to 1, because I want to print from 1 to that number, right? I is less than or equal to num I plus plus system dot out dot println I. Okay. Yes. So if I'm giving 10 over here, I'm going to print from 1 to 10. 1, I will be 1. This condition will be checked. But if 1 is less than or equal to 10, yes, that's true. So this block will be getting executed. Now I will be incremented. I will be 2. So 2 is checked with this condition. 2 is less than or equal to 10, right? So it will be getting checked. So when it becomes 10, when I becomes 10, the condition 10 is less than or equal to 10 is true. That's why 10 is being printed. So now 10 will be incremented. Now I value will be 11. Okay. So when I value is 11, I'll be checking if my 11 is less than or equal to 10. No, that's false, right? That is where the condition fails. This test condition fails. So my loop automatically terminates. If I want to print if I want to print the odd numbers which is present over here, so I'll be giving I is equal to I plus 2. Okay, now let's see what happens. So if I'm giving something like 10, only odd numbers are getting printed, because I'm going to start from 1 until less than or equal to 10, and I'm going to increment by 2. So if I want to print even numbers, I want to start with 2. I want to start with 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, something like this. So this is all about for loop. Okay, don't worry, we'll be seeing some questions on for loop. But guys, I want to know whether you are clear with how the execution of for loop. I mean, are you people getting? Are you people understanding how actually for loop works? Okay, thank you, Shiva. Guys, are you clear with how actually for loop works? If not, I'll be explaining you uh, each and everything which happens, because looping concepts are really very important. You want to know how this flow work in order to solve many questions, and in order to get more grip on that concept. So guys, are you clear with the for loop concept, or should I for each iteration, should I want to explain each and every iteration? Okay. What about others? Pavan, Shiva, Vikash. Okay. Okay, Vikash, clear? How many guys? Can anyone let me know how many people are watching the live now? Can anyone from the four? Because I mean, if only four members are watching, then it will be more. 13 are watching. That's cool. Okay. So Soumya, did you understand how actually the loop works? Okay, guys. Okay, thank you for your response. Okay, next we'll move on to Soumya. Can you respond? Okay. Next thing is while loop. While loop also the same thing. Okay, but I mean the purpose is same. So you're going to apply some operation in an iterative manner. But if you don't know how many times your loop must go, if you don't know how many number of iterations must be done, it's better to go with while loop, because while loop it is purely based on, it is also based on condition only. Okay, so you'll be giving some condition. Okay, until that condition is true, the block inside the while loop will be getting executed. Once that condition fails, okay, the loop terminates. Okay. Okay, so here I'll be giving while. General syntax is while. You'll be specifying the condition. Okay, and you'll be giving the statements or the block of the code, and here you'll be doing the increment and decrement stuffs. Okay, so for every loop, that three blocks, that three parts of initializing. Okay, initializing and checking the test condition, and incrementation or decrementation updations is common. Okay, so here you're going to print the same num value only. Okay, yeah, you'll be giving an initial, I mean, you'll be giving a variable int I is equal to 1. Okay, while I is less than or equal to num. Okay, you'll be printing I value. I, you will be incrementing I. Okay, so now what happens? I will be initially 1, so it checks with the condition over here. If 1 is less than or equal to the num value, for example, assume I'm going to give 10. Okay, so it will be getting checked if 1 is less than or equal to 10. Yep, that's true. So I will be printed. Now I will be incremented. So I becomes 2. Now again, control comes here. It checks if I is 2 is less than or equal to 10. Yep, that's true. So it will be printed. I becomes 3. Now what happens? I becomes 3. It checks if 3 is less than or equal to 10. That's true. So I will be getting printed. I will be incremented. Okay. So when the I value becomes 11, it checks if 11 is less than or equal to 10. No, that's false. Obviously, when the condition fails, when the condition becomes false, the control comes out of the while loop. Okay. So I'm going to give the same 10. It is getting printed. Okay, so here also you can it is not like you want to increment by 1, you can increment by anything. I'm incrementing it by 3, so I'm getting this answer. Okay, so this is how a while loop works. So I hope it is clear to you guys. For loop and while loop both are very similar in their operation. Both are same literally. But the thing is, if you the one difference is if you know the number of iterations, the iterations are fixed and you know in prior, then better go with for loop. If not, go with while loop. Okay. Next thing is do while. For do while, the general syntax is the same while loop. Okay, here you'll be giving some you will be giving do. Okay, do this particular statements. Okay, inside do you'll be having the statement of the do while block, and the updation increment or decrement. Then you'll be having while the condition. Okay, so I'm going to apply the same thing. So what I'm going to do is I'll be getting the num, and from 1 to that particular number which the user is giving, I'll be printing that number. Okay, so I'll be giving system.out.println I plus plus until which condition, until my I is less than or equal to num. I'm giving 10. Again we are getting the same result, right? So 1 2 3 4 until 10. So you might ask a question over here, like you said, while loop and do while is different. This is different in the sense there is some edge case, but both are yielding the same result. Okay, generally every loop, like it operates in the same manner only, but some edge cases do while will be working differently. So I'll be giving a condition over here. Okay, what in like I'm going to, while I is greater than 0. Okay. Mm, while I is greater than 0. Okay, no, wait. Okay, see what happens. One second, wait. Uh, mm, Special edge case, wait. Um, with do while I'll be having something like, okay, while, okay, wait. While my I is less than 0, I'm going to print my I value. Okay, okay. So, okay. Mm, okay. See what happens over here. Okay. Here in this case, okay, I'm getting the input from the user, and I'm giving my I value. Okay. I'm going to check until my I is less than 0 only, this condition must work, right? So I want to check if my I is less than 0, and only I mean what we have seen in the general concept of looping, we have said that until some condition holds true, my loop is going to work. Okay, so when you take a for and while loop and all, if the first condition, whenever you are checking it for the first time, if the condition breaks, the block will not be getting executed. Okay, but there is a difference when you come to do while. Okay, in your do while, the do while loop actually executes for the very first time. It will not check the condition over here. Okay, uh, see what happens over here. I'm going to give a num input. Yes, I'm going to give some num input, and here num is not needed and all. Okay, so I'm initializing the value to 1. I want to print the value of uh, I. Okay, I'm incrementing I as well. So in the while condition, I'm giving while I is less than 0. Actually here I value is 1 only, right? 1 is less than 0. Here itself condition fails, so this statement must not be getting executed, right? But it is getting executed. By because do while loop, first what it does is it executes the block which is present in the do part for the very first time without even checking the condition. Here it is not even checking if I is less than 0 or not. No, it is not checking if 1 is less than 0. Without checking, for the very first time it is printing the I value. So that's why we are getting 1 as the output here. Okay, so yeah, we are getting the output over here, and when this is getting checked here, 1 is less than 0, it fails. So that's why the loop terminates. Guys, are you getting the difference between while and do while? I mean, the same logic I'm applying with while. Okay, see what happens. Int I is equal to 1. While I is less than 0, I'm trying to print the same thing. Let's see what happens. I'll comment it out. No input is required because here my logic does not depend on input, right? So see what happens. I'm not even getting output when I'm using while block, because what happens while the condition is checked, I is 1, 1 is not less than 0, so the loop terminates because it is yielding fail condition, right? Let's see what happens. I'm going to apply like do while. See, in my do while, I'm getting 1 as my answer because without checking 1 is less than 0 for the very first time, it will be executing the statement which is present in the do part. So we can say that do while block actually executes at least, one time for sure. Even if the condition is wrong in the very first initially, also it will be executing for once. So that's why whenever you're using looping stuffs, avoid using do while because in some edge cases like this, it might give you incorrect result. Actually, here one must not be printed because one is not less than 0, right? But here it is giving an inaccurate answer. So either go with for or while whenever you're applying for DSA. This example I have said only in order to let you know about the difference between while and do while. So, yes. Without checking the condition, the block of the do part will be getting executed at least once. So, guys, are you clear with while and do while? I mean, guys, need your answers soon because next we'll be seeing nested loops. Okay, and then we'll be going with other concepts as well. Sankat, do you know nested loops? Okay, okay. So nested loop in the sense nested, the same meaning. Loop inside another loop. Okay, nested loop. So let's say I want to, here is a question which is put forward to me. I want to print a pattern. Okay, so the pattern will be like this. Pattern based questions are also asked. Okay, so when I was applying, when I was, having my interview with Zoho once again. When I was having my interview with Zoho in the short coding round, actually they have asked me a pattern based question. Okay. Pattern based question means it was not to print a star pattern, but even people do ask you to print like that. Okay. It was some other pattern. Okay. And also, they have asked me one of the questions which I got received in my short coding round was spiral pattern. It is actually available in lead code and things like that. Okay. Yes. So my question is, I want to print this pattern. Okay, this is a star pattern. It can be in any way. It can be a number pattern. It can be a letter pattern. It can be anything. It can be even an alphabet or like a anything like this. Okay. So in order to solve these kind of problems, you have to know the concept of nested loop. Nested loop in the sense loop inside loop. Okay. So you will be having something like this for loop, and inside for loop you'll be having another thing. Okay. Don't worry. Let's I'll be telling you the entire iteration how this loop works. Okay, so if my user is giving me an input 3 means I want to print a pattern, a star pattern of 3 cross 3 matrix. So if my input is 2, then I want to print if my input is 4, I want to print something like this with 4 rows and 4 columns. Okay, so okay. And also matrix based question are really very important, and you'll be able to solve matrix based question only if you know the concept of nested loops in a very thorough manner, because there are many question, island based question and all we have. Okay, I'll be letting you know more on that. Yes, so I'm going to ask the user of how many star, I mean, if they are entering 3, we want to give pattern like this. If they are entering 4, you are supposed to give pattern like this. Okay, so first I'll be writing my logic and then I'll be letting you know. I'm going to have my outer for loop which goes from 0 to the num value which the user is giving as input, and next for j is equal to 0, j is less than num, j plus plus. I'm going to print star. Okay, so see what happens. Oh, num. If I'm giving 3, I'm getting a pattern like this. Okay, or if I'm giving 5, I'm getting like this. Okay, even if I want pattern like this, I want to just if I want pattern like this, I'll be just changing condition only here. No, 0 to I. No, okay, 0 to I plus. Mm, okay. Okay. So, first of all, let me explain you the first logic. Okay. And if I'm explaining you the first logic itself, you will be able to recognize how to draw this pattern. Okay. And if you're clear with this nested loop and this, if the logic to write one pattern is clear to you, you can solve any questions which is based on patterns. Okay. So, let me go with my first example. I'm giving 3, this is going to be my output. Okay. So, first of all, whenever you are going to solve some matrix based or some island based questions or pattern based questions, always remember the first, this is called as outer loop and this is called as inner loop. The outer loop always corresponds to the number of rows. Okay, how many rows you have? Here I have my question was, uh, I want to have the input is 3. I want to have 3 rows and 3 columns. Okay, that's why my loop here starts from 0 and it goes until 3. Because if my num is 3, it goes, the I value will be taking the values 0, 1, and 2. So 3 rows I must have in my output, and the inner loop actually corresponds to the number of columns. Okay, every time whatever question you take, outer loop it corresponds to number of rows which needs to be there in your output screen, and the inner loop it corresponds to number of columns, how many columns you must have in your output screen. Depending on this only you'll be writing the logic. So okay, guys, does anybody have a idea of how this for loop works? Will we have which company does your work with now or not? Okay, I'm working as a SDE, but I'll not reveal any company name. Don't worry. Oh, we have an interview too. You won't be having, but if you need some kind of mock interview, this is out of this is not included in. This is not related anyway to the organization, which is giving providing internship. But personally, if you want a mock interview, you can approach me. I'll be telling you as well, and I'll be arranging a mock interview as well for you guys. Okay, if you're interested. Okay, so people, I want to know if you have any idea on how this for loop works. Software developer. Sankalp, you are in which year? I mean, in your college, you are in which year? Guys, does anyone have any idea on how this iteration works? No, no idea. Also, don't worry. Just put no idea. Then only I'll be coming to know if you have idea or not. If you guys know how actually the iterations over here it is getting worked. Sankalp, Vikash, Pavan, Soumya, currently in third year. Okay. Okay. So guys, do you have any idea? Yeah. Yes. You also have roles like Java developer. I mean, see, like SD in the sense, for becoming a software developer also, the interview rounds will be similar only. The interview rounds will be, involving DSA. So that time Java is actually needed for you in order to solve any question. Not only Java, you can either go with Java or C++ as well. It is your own comfortableness only, but you have to be like good in logic building and problem solving, then only you will be getting SD. And when you're going into the IT field, whenever you're becoming as a software developer, there is nothing like you're going to work with a single tech stack for so many years. No, you must adapt yourself, like, because now in today's world, Gen AI and cloud is getting cloud and cybersecurity, they are getting more like I mean, that is going to be the talk of the town, right? So you want to adapt yourself, but initially, in order to get into any company, you need to clear the interview rounds, and for that, for sure, they'll be asking on the DSA from their side. In order to clear those coding questions, you must know any programming language. Okay, there is also roles like Java developer as well, so don't worry. But you should not go and say like, I know only Java, I want only a Java developer role. But if people are asking you to work in something like cloud, you must learn the technology and you must start working on it. That is how actually IT goes. So yes. Okay, just a minute, guys. I'll come. Just a minute. Um, I'll come and we'll discuss how this iteration works. Okay, and then I'll also be showing you some pattern based questions. It is really important. Okay, just a minute. Okay. Okay. So yes. Uh, Let this be my output. Okay. So the variables which I'm going to use. num. Let's suppose the num value is going to be 3, okay, and my I value, I want to check if my I is less than num. Okay, and I want to go and have current j value. I'll be checking if j is less than num. And my updated, like I'm going to increment or decrement the value of j, right? So j plus plus, and after that I plus plus. Okay, don't mind my handwriting. Okay, yep. So initially I'm going, I mean my num value is 3. Okay, so my I starts from 0. So 0, I'll be checking if 0 is less than 3. Yes, the condition is true, right? Now this condition is true, so my control goes to the input, inner loop. Now here my j is going to start from 0. So my current j value is 0. I'll be checking if j is less than num. If 0 is less than 3 or not. Yes, 0 is less than 3. The condition is true. So this statement will be getting executed. So what happens? Star will be printed. Okay. And also star will be printed, and also there will be a space also, right? So space will be given. Okay, now next what happens, my j will be incremented. Okay, so j will be incremented. So my j will be 0 plus plus. Now my current j value is 1. Okay, 1. So again it goes and checks if 1 is less than num or not. If 1 is, so my current j value now is 1. It check if 1 is less than 3 or not. Yes, it is true. So what happens? Again, this print statement will be getting executed. Okay. So again, space is there. So a star will be printed. Okay. Star will be printed, and again now j will be incremented. So now my current j becomes 2. It will be getting checked if 2 is less than 3. Yep, that's true. So again, what happens? Star will be printed. Okay. And now my j value becomes incremented. Now my j becomes 3. Okay, when my j becomes 3, it checks if 3 is less than 3. No, the condition fails. Okay, now what happens, the control comes of this for loop and it comes over here. Here a block is given, so system.out.println, it is actually used in order to like move your control to next line. So now my control will be here, right? So now my control comes over here. From here only next operation, I mean if I'm going to print something, only from here anything will be printed. Okay, so what happens, it will be getting checked, the condition fails, so the inner j loop actually fails. Now my I value will be incremented. Okay, now I value will be 0 plus plus. Okay, so 0 plus plus is 1, right? So now it checks 1. It checks if 1 is less than 3. I value is 1. It checks if I is less than equal to, I mean I is less than num. 1 is less than 3. It is true. So again what happens, j value is 0. J value starts from 0 to num, right? So 0 to 3 it goes. So it checks whether 0 is less than 3. Yep, that's true. So what happens, star will be printed. Now j value will be incremented. Now my j value becomes 1. It checks if 1 is less than 3. Yes, that's true. So star will be printed. Now j value will be incremented. It checks j 2 is less than 3. Yes, that's true. Now it will be getting printed. Star will be getting printed. And next thing, j becomes 3. It checks if 3 is less than 3. No, that's false. So control comes out of the inner loop and it encounters here a println statement. So now my control output control will be over here. Okay, over here. Next thing. Now what happens? Again, it comes to outer loop. I will be getting incremented. So I will be 1 plus plus. Now my current I value will be 2, right? 1 plus plus. So in my next iteration, it will be 2. So next what happens? It checks if 2 is less than 3, because here we are having this condition, right? After incrementation of the I value, it checks whether 2 is less than 3. Yep, that's true. So again, like 3 times this will be getting executed, because from 0 to 3, we have to go now. So again, 3 stars will be printed. I hope you're able to follow. 3 stars will be printed. And next what happens? Now the control comes to next line. Okay. Now I will be getting incremented. I becomes 3. The condition is checked. If 3 is greater than, if 3 is less than 3, 3 is less than 3 is false. So my loop terminates and my control comes out of the outer loop, and this is going to be my output star pattern, which will be my output. So this is how actually this iteration works. So guys, are you clear with uh, I mean, guys, are you clear with this? I mean, teaching new topic, that's fine, Sanket. But here there are people, who is actually, starting from scratch, right? So even they want to follow as well, right? So that's why I'm going from the basics. Guys, are you clear with this? Because people here, there are people, who does not know these things clearly. So even they must understand each and every concept, right? So that's why. Guys, are you clear with the nested loops concept? And you can, you can check with the different patterns which is available from Striver's ST sheet. um, Pattern questions, yeah, must do pattern problems before starting DSA. Here 22 patterns will be there, okay? So these are all the different patterns, number patterns, star patterns, okay? So diamond, everything like this, different combination. This is letter patterns, okay? This is spiral matrix, okay? So the problem will be given, the practice link problem will be given over here. It's not clear. Okay, so you can solve all these patterns which is available in pattern problems Striver sheet. 22 problems are there. If you solve this itself, you'll be getting a good grip on pattern problems, okay? And also you will be having strong knowledge on nested loops, which will help you to solve matrix related problems. Matrix related problems, 2D matrix, 2D array related problems are very, very important. uh, See, you have 244 problems, which is based on matrix. Okay, because in matrix also we do have 2D arrays, and if you're going to apply brute force approach or for anything, you want to go with nested loops only. And also there are questions like number of islands question. Islands also comes in matrix itself. Island based question. We do have something like this: number of islands, the max area of island. Okay, so all these things will be, you can solve it easily if you know the concept of nested loops. Okay, I mean, you'll be getting an idea even to solve that with the help of brute force approach. Okay. Brocken sheet is also there. Brocken, Brocking or Brocken? Brocking. I'll check and I'll let you know, because there the sheet will be very good. Wait. Okay, I'll let you know, guys. Tomorrow I'll let you know. Good evening, Pranay. Okay. Guys, why are you telling thank you? So, yep. I mean, this is all about nested loops. Okay. So next, we'll be seeing about the jump statements in Java. Okay. That was all about nested loops, and we'll see fatafat. We'll see jump statements, and then we'll be like seeing an algorithm. Okay. With the help of strings, we'll be seeing an algorithm. Yeah, we'll be solving a DSA question as well. Okay, so jump statements are very simple. So already we do have two jump statements in Java. One is break and another one is continue. Okay, so already we have seen how break works. Okay, so for int I is equal to 0, I is less than 10. I'm also giving the stop value. I'm going to give if my I is equal to 4, then I'll be applying a break. Okay. Oh, wait. Or else I'll be printing I value. Okay, so what I'm giving here, I'll be starting from 0 to 10. If when my I becomes 4, I'm giving the jump statement break. Okay, and I'm also giving the print statement over here. So let's see what happens. Yes, see what happens. 0 when my I is 0, it is not equal to 4, so no break is applied, so it is being printed. And when my I becomes 1, it is not equal to 4, so no break. So when my I becomes 4, it is encountering 4 is equal to 4. Okay, so break statement is given. So what happens whenever the control comes or encounters a break statement, it jumps from the loop. The loop gets terminated there, then and there itself. Okay, so when my I is 4, it breaks. My loop breaks. My loop gets terminated. Okay, this is all about break statement. And when I'm giving continue, continue is nothing but whenever a continuous statement is being encountered, the remaining code which is present after that continue block will not be executed. In the sense, when my I becomes 4, okay, and it is encountering continue, right? Everything below continue, below this continue keyword will not be getting executed. Again, the control goes to the for loop. Okay, so what happens is when my I becomes 4, this println statement will be getting skipped. Okay, let's see what happens. What will be my output? Yes. So from 0 to 9, it's getting printed, and 4 is not visible over here. Okay. My control is not coming out of the loop, but my control is coming, out of the statements which is present after the continue keyword. Okay. So when my I is 4, I'm giving continue. So my control skips all the code which is present below it, and again it goes to my for loop. Now my I becomes 5. Okay, so 5 is not equal to 4. So it is getting printed over here. So guys, are you clear with the jump statements? Are you clear with the jump statements in Java? If yes, we'll be going with the coding question. Are you? I need an acknowledgement from you guys. Are you clear with all the concepts which you have seen until now? Vikash, Shiva, Sankalp, और कौन है? Okay. Soumya. Everybody only I'm asking, guys. Mm. Okay. Like yesterday, let's see a question. Okay, guys, how many of you know what is a string palindrome? String palindrome. I'll be giving a question. Okay, Just like yesterday, just take a couple of minutes or from 3 to 4 minutes, and then come up with your logic. Okay, don't search anywhere. Okay, so just I'll be giving you the question. Okay, reverse the letters, same word. Okay, so I'll be giving you the question. Just tell me the logic how you can do it. Okay, so you're from Kerala, Soumya. Okay, so see, I want to check if a given string is palindrome or not. Palindrome in the sense, whenever if I mean, like for example, I'm given a word. When I reverse the word, also it should be like same as my original word. For example, here if my input is uh, RACAR, okay. So when I reverse it after reversal, it is again going to be RACAR only. Reverse, it is similar to this only, right? So this is going to be my palindrome. And another case, okay, what happens if my a word is like something like what word, Java. Okay, if I'm giving Java, when I reverse it, it becomes AVAJ, right? It is getting reversed. This is not equal to my original word, so this is not a palindrome. So, the constraints are uh, what can be the constraint? Okay, there is no much constraint for this problem. Okay, you want to check. So my test case one is I'll be giving the input. You want to check if that word is a palindrome or not. So just give me some approaches which you can follow over here. So my input test case one will be, my input word is Java. Okay, you want to give not a palindrome as the answer. This is my input and this is my output. Okay, I mean, input will be a word. You want to get the input from the user, and this must be my output. Just let me know the logic. Okay. You're telling Malayalam as but this place, no. If your code is like this, Malayalam, if your word is like this, it must not be a palindrome. No, I know you're using some mobile or some kind of stuff that I mean, because of that only the percentage is capitalized. But in this case, it is not a palindrome because even it is case sensitive, right? So only if your word is like this or if your word is like this, it is palindrome. Okay. Hmm. Reverse is equal to 0. Okay. While reverse not equal to 0, reverse is equal to reverse star 10 plus num mod 10. Okay. Num by is equal to 10. Okay. Hmm. Guys, like others, take your time and like let me know in the chat. You want to let me know the logic. Okay. Okay. Like Shiva, like you are giving me the logic for reversing the digits of a number. So if my I'm going to give the input as a digit, your logic will like return me something like this. Okay, and then you'll be checking, right? My input will be a string value. My input is going to be a string value, and it can also have letters. It can also have special characters. It can have numbers. It can have anything. So that time this logic won't work. Okay, because this logic is actually used to reverse the digits that is present in a number. Okay, but good, you have given the answer. But this logic is to reverse the number, to reverse the digits in a number. But here the question is finding a palindrome. For string, you cannot apply this logic, no? Like come on, guys. So just let me know the logic. See, you do have built-in functions as well. You can use all those things as well. Okay. But I'll be teaching you one of the very optimized approach, okay, of solving. I mean, the question is very simple over here, palindrome. Okay. I do agree with the question that it is very simple, but we can also, apply a very interesting algorithm in order to solve the simpler problem. That algorithm can be used in many complex problems as well. I'll be showing you that kind of problems also. So just like take a couple of minutes and then give me the answers for this. You can use any kind of built-in functions. Okay. So waiting for your answers. Just think for some time and just let me know. We'll be discussing. I'll unmute myself after like when the time is like 7:39 something like that. I want logics to be present in my screen. Soumya, you can let me know the logic. Already you have given the answer. Okay. Logic in the sense you want to just let me know, what and all the things you want to do and to get the correct output. Do know, ma'am, how to solve. You're asking me. You're asking me if I know how to solve this problem, or you are telling you don't know how to solve. I know how to solve. By the way, Shiva, are you asking me or you're telling you don't know how to solve? I know how to solve. You don't know. Okay. I is less than string name dot length. Why you people are giving like parts of the code? You're breaking the code and you're giving single lines. It's very simple, right? It's very simple. There is even I'm not no ma'am. I mean she was just let me know in the chat whether you know or you don't know. Just give if you know you put yes. If you don't know you put no. Okay. Don't I mean not knowing the answer that's completely fine, but you're telling you know and you don't know the answer. Just think of some logics and just come up with some logics. So guys, you people are new to programming. Shiva, Pavan, and like so Soumya she knows. Soumya, you know, right? Respond me, guys. Hmm. Somewhat. Okay. Condition. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Shiva, don't worry. We'll learn. We'll learn. Okay. We are here to learn. Don't worry. Okay. You're giving the condition. What condition here? I is less than string name dot length. It is actually like a little bit. Okay. 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 Cool. Don't worry. Okay. So either what you can do is you can apply like the basic functions uh, which is used in Java. Like for that you have to create the string with the help of string builder class. Okay, and then new string builder of you want to give the string racar, and then you want to apply some methods like str.reverse, and then you want to check. Okay, because dot reverse method is a built-in function which is available in Java. Okay, that you can go and explore. Here I'll be teaching you a very like interesting algorithm. Okay, Uh, okay. So first, let my string be. Let my string be. Like let my string be RACAR. Okay. RACAR. Okay. So my string representation will be like this only, right? Okay. String is an object in Java. Okay. My string will be like this, where my characters will be RACAR. So this is how this string will be represented internally. So indexing will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And this is going to be my str object. Okay. So here the algorithm which I'm going to use in order to solve this simpler problem is it possible in string buffer map? Yep, that's possible. How many of you know? How many of you have heard some terms like two pointers, two pointers algorithm, or two pointers approach? Do someone knows anything about two pointers approach here? Yeah, yeah. Using reverse method, you can do Shiva. Yeah, good. I mean, do anybody know two pointers approach? Come on, come on. Fast. Like jaldi se batao. If you know two pointers approach. Here, it is an algorithm. Two pointers is a very very famous algorithm in DSA. Okay, Okay, Sankalp knows everything. Okay, so I mean here the pointer is not referring to the variable which stores memory address. No, here pointer means a normal variable only. Okay, so in two pointers approach, you will be maintaining pointer in sense two variable. Okay, which is going to match some element. Okay, that's it. So you will be having I pointer and you'll be having some j pointer. Okay. So every time what happens is you will be initializing your I pointer as 0. Initially your I pointer will be mapping with 0th index of your string, and every time your j pointer must be should map with the last element which is present over here, j. Okay. So in order to assign the value of I and j, you'll be giving initially solution two pointers approach. Okay, I is equal to 0 and j will be j is equal to, if my string is str dot length, and one more thing, who was that? Yeah, you have used as a method only. Okay, length minus 1. Okay, in this way only you will be assigning j to the last element. And one more thing, whenever you want to find the length of an array, you want to give arr dot length. Okay, you are not supposed to put any parentheses and all, arr dot length. But whenever you want to find the length of a string, you are supposed to use length with open and close parentheses, because here length is a method. Okay, so now your j pointer will be getting pointed to this thing. Okay, so I mean it's very simple. Okay, just listen here. You want to just check if your character at ith index is equal to the character at your j index. So here your character at I index is r and your character at j index is also r. Okay, so both are same. So what happens if both are same? You are going to increment the I value, increment your I pointer. So you will be giving I plus plus. So now your I goes to the next index. Now your current I will be here, and you will be decrementing your j pointer. Okay, So your j will be coming here, j will be coming to index third position. And again, you want to check if the character at your ith index and jth index are same or not. If it is not same, directly you return false. Okay, because after that there won't be anything, there won't be any, any conditions, right? You are not going to check anything, because even if in one place it fails also, the complete string is not a palindrome, right? So yes, if both are not equal, directly you will be returning false. If not, you'll be checking other conditions. So here, my character I value, it's a, j is also small a, so I'll be incrementing my pointer, I pointer, and j, I'll be decrementing my j pointer. I will be pointing over here, j will be pointing over here. Okay, sorry, I and j, both thing will be pointing over here. I want to check if my character at ith index is equal to my character at jth index. Yes, both are same, both points to c over here. So yep, that's true. Now what I'm doing, so now again I will be incrementing my pointer. Now my I goes over here, I comes here, I becomes 3, and my j becomes 1. There is no point in again finding whether the indexes are same at I and j, right? Because already those indexes have been checked. So I'll be writing a while loop until what happens, until my I is less than or equal to j. I is less than or equal to j, because why I'm including equal to here, because here in this case I is equal to j, right? When your string length is odd, here it is 5, right? So when your string length is odd, obviously you'll be getting a condition where your I and j will be having the same value. That's why I'm including. So until this condition is true, the loop will be getting executed. Okay, so in this particular case, now my I is 3, right? My new I is 3, and my new j is 1. So j is less than or equal to 1. Sorry, 3 is less than or equal to 1 will be checked. Now that condition false. So obviously, yes, the loop breaks. Okay. Why I'm calling it as an optimized approach in the sense, usually we have terms like time complexity and space complexity in DSA programming. Okay. So time complexity is something, the amount of time the amount of run time, like your code actually takes in order to run a particular program. It is known as time complexity. Okay, space complexity is apart from the input and the output space, how much space you are using. In bucket algorithm and all, we used extra bucket array space, right? So it consumes more space complexity. So an optimized code is something where, like you have less time and space complexity. You have to use minimal memory allocations in your computer, and also your runtime must be minimal, then only your code is set to be an optimized one. Okay, so what happens in this case, see, normally when I'm going to reverse and all, it will be consuming some amount of time complexity, right? So here I'm not going to check my entire elements that is present in my array. I'll be just checking O of n by 2. So my time complexity is O of n by 2. N is the length of the array. I mean length of the string. Okay. So here my length is 5. So 5 times I don't want my for loop to run. Okay. So here O of n by 2 terms only it will be running, because at a single point of time I am comparing like I and j. Okay. So only until this only my loop works. So O of n by 2 will be my time complexity, and O of 1 will be my space complexity, because I'm not even using any extra space over here, right? I'm not even creating any array, or I'm not even using anything. So my space complexity will be O of 1, and my time complexity will be O of n by 2, because I'm only running from 0 to n by 2. Okay, so guys, are you clear with the two pointers approach? It's a very, very simple and it's a very, very important approach. Okay, two pointers approach. Is it clear to you guys? We do have many questions which is involving two pointers concept at lead code. Okay, and I'll be showing you a problem which is very, very important. Okay, two pointers, 213 problems are there. Okay, three sum problem. These are all the questions which is asked in many reputed companies, and here you'll be having some this problem. container with most water. The optimal approach for solving this is 2 pointers. Okay, so here you want to find what is the maximum area, what is the maximum water capacity that this container can hold. They'll be giving you the dimensions, and you're supposed to find what is the maximum area. So in concepts like this, in questions like this, you can use 2 pointers, and these are all the questions which involves 2 pointers. 2 pointers is not only restricted to be used in string. 2 pointers can be used anywhere, because here pointer means it is again another variable. So here it can be used in linked list, it can be used in arrays, it can be used in any kind of data structure. It can be used anywhere. Okay, so in any in any data structure you can use 2 pointers. So guys, are you clear with the 2 pointers algorithm? Do let me know, so that I'll code, and we'll wind up the session by this 2 pointers approach. And tomorrow, for the first half an hour, I'll be telling you what is an array. I mean, obviously I think you know what is an array. For the first half an hour, we'll be seeing array, and using 2 pointers approach, you can also reverse an array, because here also we are reversing, we are checking if the elements are same or not, right? But there you're going to reverse, just you're going to swap. Okay, so for the first half an hour, we'll see what is an array, and next we'll be going with the oops concept. So guys, do let me know, are you people clear with the 2 pointers approach? Okay, so I'll be writing, yeah, I will be writing, I'll be getting an user input, so it will be string str is equal to sc dot next, or next line as well. Okay, so I'll be using, I'm going to create a method. Public static. My method will return boolean value. Okay, I'm going to create a method where the return type is boolean. Okay, if my string is a palindrome, it will be returning true. If not, it will be returning false. Guys, do let me know, are you clear with 2 pointers approach? If not, I'll repeat again as well. Okay, so I'm creating a method which is going to return me a boolean value. My method name is palindrome. Okay, I'm going to pass a string input, right? So yes, I'm getting the string from the user here, and the logic, I'll be initializing 2 pointers, int I is equal to 0 and j is equal to str dot length minus 1. So we have seen this condition, right? So I'll be writing the while loop logic. So while I is less than or equal to j, if str dot, in order to retrieve the character which is present at a particular index, we'll be using dot char at method. Okay, if str dot char at I is not equal to str dot char at a. Okay, so I'm just giving, if my character at I, for example, if it is something like yum, in the sense yum is not equal to r, so obviously even though it is my first iteration, my loop fails over here, right? I mean, my palindrome condition fails over here, so directly I'll be returning false. So if my character at I, it is not equal to character at j, means I'll be returning false, return false. Okay, or else what happens? Or else, if my string is a palindrome, this condition will not be getting break anywhere, so my control comes successfully out of the while loop. So at last I'll be returning true. Okay, so here I'll be getting catched, I'll be using that result over here. If is palindrome of str, this is called as function call. Okay, so I'm calling the function, or I'm calling the method which I have created over here is palindrome method, and inside I'm passing the parameter string which I'm taking as input from the user. I'm checking if is palindrome of str. See, always the condition which you are specifying here is, it must be true, right? So if it is true, if this palindrome method is returning true, here the value will be true. So doing something like this is equal to true, it is same as this only. Okay, because when your is palindrome returns true, your if condition will be changed into if of true. So if of true is true, right? So you'll be printing palindrome. Yes, this thing is the palindrome. If not, in the else block, you'll be writing it is not a palindrome. Okay, so yeah, let's give a string input. I'm giving RACAR. Oh, okay, one second. RACAR. What happens? Correct on RACAR. Scanner object I have created. Okay, see that next. Hmm. Mm, public static boolean. If this palindrome of str, once again, so my input is correct. This palindrome of str. Not only. Okay, static. Str dot character I is not equal to. Okay. See. I mean, see, every time we'll be doing that mistake. See, here you have to increment the I pointer and J pointer. No, you want to increment I pointer and you have to decrement the J pointer because here, yes, this step I haven't done here. Every time we used to do that mistake. So I'll be checking if my character at ith index and jth index are equal or not. If not, I'll be directly returning false. If the characters at both I and j are same, I'll be incrementing I and I'll be decrementing j. Okay. So yep, now it works. So I'm giving RACAR. It is giving it's a palindrome. Okay. And when I give JVA, it is giving not a palindrome. So this is the logic for like finding palindrome. See guys, this is a very simple question where we have applied two pointers approach, but there are easy, medium, and hard problems where we can approach two pointers and all. So here we have to find the like maximum capacity, how much this container can be hold. Of course this is a medium problem and this seems to be a complex problem, right? But easily with the help of two pointers approach you'll be able to do. The reason for like telling you the concept is it will be helpful to you. Okay, so this is all about today's session, and if you people have any doubts or if you need anything, if you are having any technical doubts, you can drop a mail regarding your doubts at this mail id. Okay, so this is my mail. You can drop if you're having any doubts, you can drop. your doubts. And I mean, like, Vikash asked for a mock interview, right? So if you want, I'm ready to take as well. You can drop your you know query over here. So guys, I just want to know, uh I mean, are you able to follow what and all the things which you have learned today? Why nobody has replied from 7:45? Did you guys, understood the two pointers approach? Guys, you can respond in the chat. Am I audible? Anyone can respond because we'll wind up today's session. Sankalp, Shiva, Soumya, Pavan, Vikash. Am I audible? Or are you able to follow? Why there is no response here? Guys, so I mean, did you understand the two pointers approach and things which you have seen until now? Tomorrow we'll be concentrating fully on OOPS, okay? Object oriented programming concepts, okay? Where we'll be seeing more on inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulation, and abstraction, okay? Yeah, okay. Thank you, Shiva. So yes, guys. So we'll wind up today's session. Thank you for your cooperation. Uh, yeah, thank you so much. And if you're having any doubts, you can let me know in the mail which I have sent you. Okay. Yeah. So thank you for attending. Please drop your feedbacks over here so that I'll be able to improvise myself. And thank you. Have a nice day, guys. Thank you. Thank you, guys.